up, Roadrunner? Alright, so we've kind of had a problem going on. For some reason, I've been dumpster diving like I normally do, and all the Dollar Generals, like I mentioned in the last vlog, all these Dollar Generals, either they're not throwing stuff away, or they are cutting stuff open, like the food, for example, and they're pouring bleach and other chemicals on it, which is very scary to think about. So, dumpster diving with the dollar stores have been very bad lately, and I've been having to rely on like the Salvation Army's dumpsters, and then like downtown Lufkin, I have to go through a lot of the dumpsters there that typically I wouldn't rely on for food, just to see if they have anything. Yesterday, or no, last night, I went out to one of the car washes nearby, and I didn't really find a lot, but I did find a sack of unopened flour. It's in perfect condition. It's not even past its best by date, which is until the end of next year. So I'm gonna start to can this flour and see if I could probably make some hardtack or something along with that. Let's see. In that last video I did about the hemp, I have the idea of doing that, which I've already talked about in the last video. I also have an idea of wanting to do metals. I mean, obviously I recycle metal, copper, and aluminum particularly, but I was watching this YouTuber the other day, or the last couple weeks really, but I got the idea the other day where he's basically grabbing all this type of metal, iron, copper, aluminum, any metal he can get his hands on. He will melt it down in his forge, and he will basically make metal bars out of it. And I'm thinking, that's cool, because I think he lives in Australia or New Zealand. He has one of the two flags of those two countries in his garage. I think he lives over in that part of the world, and he has a whole like a storage shelf, a metal storage shelf, containing all these different metal, bars of metal. Gold. He's got gold, copper, aluminum, iron, all these different kinds of metals that he has on the shelf. So what I'm thinking of doing is trying to get a forge going again. Duke! Duke! Come here! I hear you! Marmaduke! Hi, buddy. Go outside. Hey, come here. Come here. Come here real quick. Hold on. Come here. Come here. Do you want to say hello? Everybody wants to see Mr. Handsome. Everybody wants to see Mr. Handsome. Almost fail. Almost fail. There you go. Look this way. Water. Hi, Mr. Handsome. Okay, go outside. Oh, sorry, buddy. Hey, go outside. Duke. Come on. Come on. Duke! Come on, outside. Forget you. Go outside. Thank you. Sorry. Anyways, I'm thinking, if I could do that, considering precious metals were, I think, in my opinion at least, still are a basic form of money, or currency, really, if you want to be technical on it. I'm thinking I'm going to start trying to get a forge up and running, and as a backup currency compared to paper money and spare change and whatnot, I'm going to try to get metals into bars of metal, and use that as a backup currency. And then we'll just see what, and I mean, it's not like I'm going to get this set up tomorrow, and so this might take a couple weeks or a couple months for me to get going. So, outside of that, that's pretty much all I got for right now. I'm trying to think. There's more going on, and I can't remember, because all this stuff. Oh, now I remember. Alright, so I'm getting rid. Well, first off, I just found out from a local officer who does security for us over at the rink that legally there's no binding rules on how many days or how often you're allowed to do yard sales. So he said basically you can have a yard sale every Friday and Saturday or whatever day you want to do it whenever you want. There's no city ordinance or any laws against it here in the city of Lufkin. So I'm gonna start doing yard sales, every week now because I mean, outside of food and stuff like that, I find so much stuff, especially in certain dumpsters downtown, that I can make money off it. I just did a yard sale last week and made $30. I mean that might not be a lot of money to y'all, but shit, considering I didn't pay for any of this stuff and it's being thrown away, and I'm selling it for a cheaper price or cheaper price than what it was originally was. I'm making a lot of money on that, you know. And then add in working at the rink, and then add in scrapping metal and stuff like that. And if in a couple, well, let's see, as of today, in a week, next Monday, I'll have enough money to get my hemp license registered or whatever you want to call it. So I got to deal with that too. But yeah, nothing really new. I wish I had a lot more to. What's wrong, Avery? I got Avery behind me. Anyways, I wish I had a lot more to discuss. I will say, if I decide to do this tomorrow, I'm gonna ride to a specific location. I'm not gonna name where it is because the location is owned by the Texas Southeastern Railroad, which is the second Class 3 rail company I rode. They're the local rail company in Diboll. I think they're now part of R.J. Coleman Railroad. I'm not entirely sure. I haven't seen them in years. Last time I rode a Texas Southeastern was 2016, and I think after that they ended up getting bought and merged into the R.J. Coleman. But anyways, regardless, there's a specific rail line that Texas Southeastern owns that I used to camp out at a lot, and I would walk from this spot all the way to Diboll. And the reason why I'm not wanting to give the location of the spot is not because of the fact that it's private property, which is obvious. I understand that. The real reason why I don't want to talk or at least give the location is because of the history that goes along with this rail line, and it's because of the fact that every time when somebody else, like the urban explorers or any other people, y'all can't even see my face, anybody like them decides to go, well, we're gonna do a location review. A lot of times those locations that they reveal when they're out during the videos ends up getting vandalized later on, and then it destroys that history of the location that they're doing. For example, there's an old there's a old nursing home, and me and a certain someone, not gonna say who it was, this old nursing home, which is in a specific part of Lufkin, used to be the original hospital. I think either it's the oldest hospital in Lufkin or it's the original hospital. I'm not entirely sure. But it was, I guess you could say, abandoned about a year and a half, maybe 2 years ago now. Somewhere between that time, don't quote me on that. And me and this specific person, we went to it because when I was volunteering for Salvation Army as a kid, we used to go to this nursing home, and we used to, sing the Christmas carols and bring gifts and stuff like that. So I wanted to see what it looked like now because I heard people did some stuff in there, and sure enough, when I get there was a chair thrown into a wall. It's probably still there to this day. There's, almost all the glass windows are completely destroyed. Homeless people are living in there now. Matter of fact, in the back, there's a building right next to it that's connected towards what would be the ambulance area, which later on turned out now is just the supply loading bay, whatever you want to call it. There's a linen closet area there, which is an outside building to the main hospital, the old original hospital. And there's a homeless guy living there, and he scared the hell out of me one day, the first time I went over there, because my bike was out in the open. and he looks over and he sees my bike, and I'm just about to leave, and he scared the hell out of me. He didn't holler, he didn't yell, he wasn't being mean, but I wasn't expecting somebody to be there, and when he got my attention, it kind of freaked me out for a second. Um, but yeah, knowing when I think when people realize that, regardless whether it's new or old, like, we have two malls here in Lufkin. People think we only have one. We actually have two. We have that main mall over right there on the loop, and then right across the street from it, where Kmart used to be. That was the original mall. It was an outside strip mall or something like that. And then when they built the one across the street, everybody moved over there. And then I think either they completely redid the trying to think. I think they either redid the whole mall to where it would only have like the big retail shops, the like Kmart, and we used to have a Randall's. This is funny. There's actually a video on YouTube of I'm trying to think of Randall's. It's an old VHS tape somebody had found, and they converted it into an MP4 file, and it was a promotion tape for Randall's that was moving to the old location, which, if for those who are from Lufkin, if you remember, up until about, I think, 2014, 2015, before they had BB's Discount Store, whatever that store is next to Conn's and Harbor Freight Store, their Randall's location was completely different. They changed it up because they had to remodel the outside some years ago. But when I moved here in 08, Randall's had just shut down, I think, like a year or two prior to that, and Kmart was still open. They just closed up about a year, maybe 2 or 3 years ago now, somewhere around that time. I don't really remember. That's actually a great place to go dumpster diving. Oh man. Yeah, but anyways. Oh, and now that I think about it, I guess I might as well just talk more about hemp. One of my YouTube followers, Matt, man, I'm sorry, I don't want to butcher your last name, so I'm not going to mention it. Oh wow, gunshots going off. There's been a lot of crazy stuff going on over here lately. Like, literally, within the last week and a half, we've had 12 wrecks over here. And then, lately, last couple of weeks, a lot more often than that, we've had a lot of gunshots, and now I'm hearing gunshots over here. Oh well. Anyways, what was I gonna say? Matt mentioned on my last video about hemp that hemp will definitely save the economy, and I actually think it will. Because here's the thing with hemp, as I mentioned in the last video, you have 20 to 50,000 different uses, maybe even more, that we don't even realize yet. I've already mentioned why they outlawed it or made it illegal, whatever. And that was due to the fact that this whole racial aspect of it, some white douchebag newspaper owner didn't want hemp to take over the industry because he owned a lot of wood or forest land that was being used to make the paper for his newspaper company. And I guess if hemp came into play, it was going to take his forest company out of business. I don't fucking know. I don't understand how people thought at that time, most of the time anyways. I don't understand that stuff, and he said that he made a video and some news articles stating that it made black men and Mexican guys basically crazy, and that they were going to rape and kill white women. So, because of the fact that everybody believed everything that they read and heard in the news at the time, and in all these TV shows and these movies and shit at that time, just like they do now, they decided to completely make it illegal for anybody to have pot or hemp or anything along that line of CDC and THC. Because, again, everybody believes everything they hear. Welcome to America, welcome to planet Earth. That's the reason why we don't have aliens, because they know we're fucked up. That's just a joke, I don't believe in that stuff. Anyways, I truly believe that hemp could basically save the world, not just our economy. I think it actually can save everybody's lives. Because look at it this way, in general, you're not only making products that can help you with clothing, uh, rope, building, hempcrete, basically building material. That's what I was trying to say. Liquids, you got hemp milk. It could it could help you with all this stuff, fertilizing, all this other stuff. I can't name it because there's so much stuff that it can help you with. But it could also help people with jobs. The I think, in my opinion, let's say for example, if I did get my license and I started growing, and I had all the necessary papers and license stuff that I needed to sell hemp, make soap. That's another one: soap and shampoo and body products that people need. Hemp is very great with that, and it's a lot more healthy than the stuff you get at a dollar store or whatever. Which is one of the reasons why I go to. God, I can't remember. I was just there earlier. It's a hardware store over in Gaslight, such and such and Sons. I don't remember the names. Anyways, I buy their goat milk for like $7 a bar because that goat milk soap is a lot more healthy compared to the ones you get at a dollar store. Which I have the ones from a dollar store too, but that's because I found it in a dumpster, so I'm not wasting my money on it. And it was a full box, so why not? Anyways, let's say for example, if I this side of the house over here, with all the room I have over here, and I started growing hemp. Of course, compared to a lot of other hemp farmers, I'm not going to make as much money as them because I got a smaller space than they do. Let's say for example, if I did that and I made enough money to get the property behind my mom's skate ranch over here. There's a big empty field lot, whatever you want to call it, behind her. I buy that. I get the license to do that. I move everything over there. The bigger your operation is of hemp farming, the more people you're going to need. But because hemp is in such high demand, which a lot of people don't realize that, there's going to be a lot more need for workers. The more workers, the more people who aren't homeless. Hold on. Sorry. Anyways, had to get Marmaduke outside. Anyways, you have all these people that need jobs, and as I was saying, the bigger the operation of the hemp growing gets, the more people you're going to need. But at the same time, the more revenue you're also bringing in with hemp farming. So that also brings in a lot of the fact that, in my opinion, it actually can decrease the unemployment factors of not only my town but a lot of other places all over the country and all over basically the whole globe. You know, it's a shame because places like in South Africa and I think even Central Africa, where they had all these nice, wonderful places, people were working, they had tourism and stuff. Real quick, in the late 90s, I don't remember what location this is. It was in South Africa. I remember that. There was this nice looking watering hole. You could see all these different wildlife come over, but because we were depending on plastics and all this other harmful products that we're using in the stuff that we buy, we eventually, because all of that waste and stuff, we had no place to put that waste. You see, everybody's like, well, why don't you just burn the plastic? Well, if you burn the plastic, you're running the risk of intoxicating the air, which does happen. That's the reason why a lot of times, like when I was living at that homestead, I don't even like calling it that, over in Jefferson, Asher's mom wouldn't even let me burn plastic there, which I didn't want to anyways, but the property was so filthy that there was nothing I could actually do. So when she did leave, I had to burn the plastic because of the fact that we're about 6 to 8 miles outside of town. That trash service wouldn't even come up the hill we were on because A, she didn't have the money, and B, our area was so filthy he didn't want to go up that hill because of how bad the area was. So imagine taking that on a even more global scale, with these big industries and these big corporations that now everybody wants to find a solution. to me, hemp is the solution. Not just with, actually, I think they actually have hemp plastic too. I remember hearing that they actually do. Aside from that, think of the homeless people. I mentioned in the last video. What the hell? Avery. 1 second. Come here, Avery. Come here. Let's move the camera. Avery, say hello, mama. Pretty girl. You made a cameo. Alright, back up, mama. Back up. Thank you. Alright, so anyways, I mentioned in the last video when I was talking about hemp that people make blankets and sleeping bags, and canvas is actually made from cannabis, which is where the name canvas comes from. So my point is, with the homeless situation, since I think it's actually easier to make sleeping bags and blankets and even tents, because look at tents. Tents are now made, for the most part at least, since I think I want to say the mid to late 80s, judging from the tents I own and from pictures I've seen, they're made from like a plastic or polyester type material, whereas in the old days they were made of canvas, just like the military ones are. So because of that, if we can use the hemp to make the stuff that the homeless people need, then that's problem solved to me. I think the homeless people would actually be a lot better off. Because let's be honest, this crap from Walmart doesn't last long. That's why I don't like using Walmart stuff. That's why I don't even like using store-bought stuff. I'd rather use stuff that either I made or stuff that Mother Nature provides. That's what I prefer to have. That's one of the reasons why I want hemp. And then, now with the hempcrete stuff, again with the homelessness, if I had that plot of land, my idea was if I can get that, and I needed people to work there, I would probably, I think of anything first and foremost, I would see if there's like a homeless family here in town. Because think of it this way, and I've seen this a lot in New Orleans, where families are legitimately homeless and they can't get help because the areas there are catering to and I'm not going to say or describe these people because I don't want people to think I'm a racist, but they're catering to a specific group of people, and the families who actually need this help, like home, food, clothing, stuff for their kids or whatever, aren't getting it because, again, these places are catering to a different group of people who in reality are basically what we call home bums, and I see these people all the time on the sidewalks begging for money. I remember one day I was in New Orleans that somebody gave me a bag of McDonald's food, and one of the beggars of this specific group I'm not going to mention, he got pissed off, asked me for a burger, and then stood up and tried to take the bag from me before I had to bring my knife out. And this was before I had Xena. So, again, the fact that these families aren't getting the help that they actually need kind of really pisses me off. That's one of the reasons why I want to get this hemp stuff going, because I feel like I can actually help a lot of people, not only financially with the work, but also with the products that we can provide, the homes we can build for these people, the food, the clothing, the blankets, the materials, stuff like that. So that's a lot of the reasons why I want to be able to do a hemp business, or a lot of people call it a hemp empire, like an empire, which I think that's kind of stupid, but I mean, it's whatever. God, what else? Anyways, I don't think I even finished with the Texas Southeastern thing. The reason why I want to go to this rail line with the Texas Southeastern is because I want to document the junction. It's an old junction, specifically near Lufkin and Dieball, near a community called Peavy and another one called Granville. And again, the specific location I'm not going to give, but I know the back roads to get to it. And the fact that they don't run trains on the track anymore, even though they still own it, tells me that eventually they might actually get rid of this line, because parts of this junction is already actually gone. Again, I used to camp there a lot when I was younger, So I just want to document it because, again, like I was trying to mention earlier, every time somebody actually knows the location of these historic places, they get vandalized and they get messed up, graffitied, set on fire. That's Jacksonville, Texas, which is the next county over. They at one time they were like Lufkin. They used to have like 5 or 6 train stations at one time. Now they only have one, and people don't even realize that because the track to it has been gone for years. Jacksonville used to have, like I said, 5 or 6 stations, and one of the stations that they were keeping for the town, for a museum, was made of wood, and I think it's the old, either it was I want to say it was either the Cotton Belt Freight Station or the Missouri Pacific Station. Either one of those two. It was made of wood, and a couple of homeless people set a fire in the Freight Bay area trying to warm up, and it set the whole building on fire. Yeah. So, and there's a lot of other reasons why the stations aren't there, but that stuff like that is what pisses me off. Is people are completely careless with these historic buildings and places, and that's the reason why America alone can't even keep up with its own history compared to other nations like Russia, China, and Japan and all that. I'm also back to the hemp thing. Now that I got the Texas Southeastern thing out of the way, I know I'm sounding like I'm rambling. I'm just very, very tired. I had to go around town and get a lot of stuff done. The thing that fell over here when Avery was over here is this washboard. I want to get this is a new one I bought. Oh, Abney and Sons hardware store. That's what it was. I went to Abney and Sons hardware store because I needed to get some ammo for one of my revolvers, and I saw the washboard here was $10, and I like spending money at local businesses, help them out and such. So, and then along with that, like I said, when you're on a homestead, you try, in my opinion at least, you try to be as self-sufficient as possible. And so, considering the fact that I really don't like using washer and dryers because of how long I've been on the road for so many years, I ended up getting this washboard, and I got a bucket big enough to where now I can start washing clothes with this. And I've done this. People think I'm lying. I've actually done this when I was working on the ranch out in New Mexico, because a lot of times we would think we got the washer fixed, and then after a couple of washes it stopped working again, so we ended up just sticking with the old washboard. And I feel a lot better using it with this because I don't know, I just don't trust electronics. I really, really don't. I don't even like the new electronic technology. Look, if I didn't have YouTube, I wouldn't even have this. So anyways, I'm going to start working on making canvas products as well with hemp, because I feel like if I could do that, I would be completely self-sufficient. I wouldn't even have to I don't think I would even want electricity with the canvas, because here's the thing, with the canvas, I can basically get a lot of stuff done with canvas alone. Shelter building, stuff for the chickens. The chicken coop is going to get expanded, along with the rabbit coop, if you want to call it that, the rabbit cage. I'm supposed to have a couple rabbits come in a couple days, hopefully. That's what I'm hoping for. I don't know, I'm just very tired. I've been running all day, so if it feels like I'm rambling, I'm sorry. Anyways, I'm gonna get ready for a dumpster dive in a couple hours, and I'll see y'all probably in the next video. I want to keep talking more on hemp usage, and basically I'm hoping I can get some more awareness here in Lufkin. I mean, we have a lot of CBD users already. Lucky's across the street sells a lot of CBD products. The smokes, the gummies that they sell. There's this, where is it? Something I found a couple months ago. If I could remember where I left it. I don't even know where it's at now. Oh well. Anyways, I don't even remember what it was, so I can't bring it up. But and then like the haircut place I go to get my hair cut, the ladies there sell CBD, hemp related, bathing related items like soap and shampoo. But I want Lufkin, and not just Lufkin, Angelina County, you know, Huntington, Zavala, Diboll, and Hudson, and Burke, and Redtown, and Redland, all those places, Central. I want everybody to be able to actually have that, I guess you could say, the power or the will to be able to actually get safer products compared to this junk, this crap, this toxic crap that you get at the store. So anyways, I'll try to do a video, probably another video, hemp video tomorrow morning. And if I decide to go do that bike ride and go out and camp out at that rail junction, I will. I'll try to at least, if I feel like I have enough energy, because I don't know, I've just been tired lately. Last couple of weeks, even a couple months actually, I've just been completely tired. So anyways, thanks for watching. I hope I didn't bore you guys, and see you on the next video. Peace.